Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I have an unhaul for you. Basically, I didn't record anything for today, had an idea for a video, and inspired by Lisa of Lisa's West Coast Reads last night, I decided to get rid of a few books. The first of those books is Barkskins by Annie Proulx. I've had this book since it came out in June 2016 and I've kept talking about reading it. I talked about reading it alongside Homegoing that I also got that month. Yet there is just no drive for me to read it anymore. I felt like I really wanted to read this sprawling family saga, and after hearing the opinions of a few people I trust, whilst not having the interest, whilst knowing that it doesn't have particularly favourable reviews, I can't be bothered making my own mind upon this one. Then we have The Idiot by Elif Batuman, and I was quite excited to read this when it first came out, and the whole reason I'm unhauling it is because I forgot that I owned it. Next we have some books I've actually read. The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. I enjoyed this. I actually really enjoyed this. Out of the two books of hers that I've read now, this was my favourite. But it's not something I will reread in future. And then Happiness by Aminatta Forna. Again, really enjoyed this book, but can't see myself rereading it in future. Then we have Boy 21, Forgive Me Leonard Peacock, and The Good Luck of Right Now by Matthew Quick. I'm still keeping some of my other Matthew Quick books. These are just the ones that I didn't particularly enjoy as much. If you go back right to the start of my channel, I believe that my reviews of two of them are on there. I never got to The Good Luck of Right Now, and I just don't think that Matthew Quick is an author whose books I would continue to enjoy now, if that makes any sense. Then I have After the Crash by Michel Bussi. I wasn't going to get rid of this book because I was originally planning to do this big haul video of the Willoughby Book Club books that I got this year and do like a wrap up of all those books individually, but basically I did not enjoy this book. I thought the final revelation was just a bit weird and it didn't work for me. Next, I'm getting rid of The Woman in White and the Moonstone by Wilkie Collins, simply because whilst I really enjoy classics and reading classics, I find that although I own editions, I end up getting the British Library classic editions, and so I'd just save the room on my shelves and continue to get them out of the library regardless. Next, I'm getting rid of The Vanishing by Sophia Tobin. This was one of the books that I got earlier this year when a big pile of books that I thought I would enjoy came into the shop. I don't know, the more I think about it, the more it's reminded me of Wuthering Heights. I don't like Wuthering Heights, and I feel like I'm not really going to enjoy this one. Next, I'm getting rid of Our Mutual Friend. It's just not my favourite. And it's a shame. It's not my favourite. But there you go. Next, I'm getting rid of Whistle in the Dark by Emma Healey. Again, this came in a bag of books that I got from work. It's a signed edition. Today's Christmas Fest, and I think that it might be better being sold at the shop and earning the money for the charity than me holding on to it after borrowing it. And then I'm getting rid of The Corset by Laura Purcell. Again, this is going to the charity shop. Hopefully, as it's Christmas Fest, someone will purchase it. And I did not enjoy this as much as the first book, and I can never see myself rereading it, so someone else might as well have a go at it. Next, I'm getting rid of a book that I never thought that I would get rid of, and that is The Tiger's Wife by Kaye Obreht. This was a really big book. This says in 2011, so that must be when I purchased it. It won the Orange Prize for Fiction, which became the Bailey's Prize for Fiction, which I believe is now just the Woman's Prize for Fiction. And not for me anymore. I really thoroughly enjoyed it the first time I read it, and yet this time, going into it, I couldn't get into it again. And this, to me, was a book that I'd always planned on rereading and loving in future, and it had this linking back to the Jungle Book, which made me really enthusiastic about it the first time round. But for some reason this time, I think that maybe I've either grown as a reader or a writer, but it doesn't work for me. We just don't gel anymore. Next, I'm getting rid of Something Fresh by P.G. Wodehouse. I got this because someone's likened my work to Wodehouse before, and I forgot I owned it. Next, I'm getting rid of Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Machado. I actually am going to give this away as a gift because I'd much prefer to have the American edition, and I don't like this short, squat format, but I know someone who'd appreciate the book. I've never read it, it's still new, so technically it works as a gift. Next, we're getting rid of History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. We all know I don't like this book. Buddy read it with Anthony Andrews a few months ago. Neither of us liked it. Next, English Animals by Laura Kaye. Enjoyed this book, but won't reread it in future. The History of Bees by Maja Lunde. The type's too small. Whilst I do love bees and love hearing more about them, this just no. And Almits by Fiona Mosley, because I borrowed this from a charity shop, and again, no intention of actually ever finishing it, starting it, reading it. And them's the books. I do have some in mind that I keep thinking, should I take them off my shelves? But it hasn't happened yet. But there's every chance it may do within the next few weeks because I do like getting rid of books. Of course, I shan't be sending any of these books to any of you people. But I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to put in the proviso that if you'd like a copy, you can have one. Just... Anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, that is all.